Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to do a power ranking video for the Gears 5 Split 2 of the Pro League Season 3, I think it is, if I'm correct. I don't know. But doing a Pro League tier list, kind of usually get some of these right when the tournaments happen. You know, sometimes some of them are wrong because weird shit happens in tournaments. But this is just for the Pro League, just how I feel like what their teams are. Now, these aren't any like where they're gonna place in the Pro League. This is just how I feel about them in the power rankings as a team. So for this Gears Omen, actually for those, picture right here, I'm gonna put as Javon's team. They're called Discipline or some shit like that. I don't know what they're called, but they're one of those two teams that were put in the team. Placed in the Pro League after two teams disbanded of not having three of their players still together. So there's that. In ninth, I have Fire and Ice. They lost one of their key players in Traviosos, going to Team Queso. They were that other team that was, as people would like to say, gifted into the Pro League. So there's that. Enjoy it while you can. Get the experience you need and just keep building off of it. There's a reason why you're in that position. You had the top points in the AM scene to be in that position, and that's why you don't break up, because there's certain situations like this where you get a chance. But they were gonna break up this team, but because they were given that spot, obviously they're gonna take it. Their roster is Toxic, Rapids, Solar, and Nash as their new fourth, so there's that. For my 8-seeded team, we got Furry 1. I think that team is like Last Move, Jailed, Aim Boot or something. I don't know, something like that. Not 100% sure, but this was the team that kind of beat like everyone to get in the Pro League, so you shouldn't sleep on them at all. They're the team that beat, Team Queso. They were the team to beat Outcast. They were the team to beat all these other teams there. But, yeah, Team Queso, I have them above them, even though Fury beat them to make it in. Queso just has that experience, veteran leadership on that team, but I could be wrong. This is just a power rankings video. Honestly, this could go either way. Pretty evenly matched up, and no one should sleep on this Fury team as well. They can catch teams off guard with their teamwork. With Queso, like I said, veteran leadership, feel like it's better than all these other teams that are in the league. And they kind of showed that when they were in the Challengers series. They were pretty much, it was them and Fury winning pretty much all the Challenger Cups. So yeah, I have those two teams there. For 6th place, we're going to use this Gears Omen for Retribution, which is the X-Elevate roster of Toady, Cardia, Adverse, and Gary. They bring in Toady, they dropped Pushies. Before that, they had Krabbies, so they're going to bring in that more IQ. Toady can do a little bit of everything to this team. Technically, on paper, with his placings and the amount of experience he has, he's better than Pushies. So it's definitely an upgrade for this team. We'll see what they really do with it. Feel like it's kind of too much of a supportive role unless Toady is going to make that switch into wager Toady into that Slayer role, but feel like it's gonna get some time to get used to with this roster. Obviously, most of the teams are forced so they could stay in the pro league. No one wants to be in the challenger scene, where as people say, where the game is dead. Moving on to the fifth team that I think is very confusing with all these things. But I'm going to have to put Rebel here. To me, I feel like they just side graded. They dropped one of the most winningest players left in the gear scene for exploits, which, he brings it something different to the table. Maybe that's something different that will improve them. But definitely think he was not the player that they should have picked up or dropped, at least for that player. I don't know, just is what it is. But hopefully, they do well. Because exploits has shown in the past, I remember in the beginning he started from the ground up to where he is now. So you gotta respect what he's done and what he is as a player. He is a power weapon specialist for sure with the sniper. So maybe that will give something that they need. Maybe that was something that they were going through the VOD, going through the situations that their power weapon usage wasn't as good as it should have been to secure those maps that they needed to win. And maybe bringing him on board helps secure that. Who knows? But at number 4, we are going to put I'm gonna say it's kind of tough. I think you could put 4 and 3 for both of these teams. But from watching the scrims as of late, I'm going to put Rise for now. But they could rise up, as their slogan. Enzim has been competing in fighting games, so he is kind of rusty. So for as of right now, I think this is a good spot for them. Maybe they could go down to the 5th spot, to be honest. I feel like that's how rusty this team's going to be. But near down the line, you're going to see a very, very big improvement on this team as they grind together, and the potential is there. So for PK, same thing with the whole Rebel. It's probably like a side grade in a way. Chaos and Fiercely bring the same thing to the team. The only difference is Fiercely is probably like good friends with the other guys on that team, and Chaos is like he was good friends with at least the coach, and somewhat friends with Dezo. I don't know, but feel like it's just gonna be the same old PK. Never gonna win. And be very competitive. Not gonna be a shitty team, but they definitely miss out on picking up Dyslexic. I think that was like the number 1 key player they needed to pick up if they're gonna drop Chaos. And I don't know, maybe like next split, because you can only drop 1 player per split or you lose your pro league spot. So maybe that's why they didn't do it. They make a big decision and pick up Dyslexic if they can. And that's this next team that I'm going to be talking about is E United. They picked up Dyslexic. I honestly think this team could probably win the championship. They have the talent to do it. It's just will that IQ and leadership for the team, that's something that they're lacking with Kenny being gone and like all the OGs. But they have the slaying power, the talent to compete against the best team, which we'll talk about very soon. this is definitely going to be heavily relying on their head coach and, making those right play calls for them in game, because you could do that. It's online. Um, I don't know. They have the talent. They could do it. Just like I said, the only knocking is, losing all those OGs for the high in-game knowledge of doing the right play every time. I'm pretty sure these guys are all very aware. But they're all young, they're talented, and they're gonna learn. So who knows? I honestly feel like this will be the contender to the first place team I have here in KCP. And honestly, I think these two teams, they could go back and forth, honestly, because regardless of who KCP picked up, like the only way it would be a good pickup for KCP was to pick up Powers. And if they picked up anyone else, it's honestly a downgrade from Precision after what Precision has done for the team. But they're still number one. They're champions. I can't disrespect them for that. So that's why I have them at number one. But it's definitely a downgrade when you go from Precision to Bronny. Some of these players have already played with Bronny before, and they placed top 3. I don't know. If like I could even see Rise even be in this top 3 as well, fighting against for these championships. I did make a tweet saying like, geez, like what is going on? Like this might be the year that LATAM has a chance. I was wrong about that. They have no fucking chance of winning. I'm sorry to say. No fucking chance. Unless, PK pulls it out of their, or Rebel. But I honestly feel like it's, KCP being world champions. They have the championship, mentality. Hopefully they can teach that to Bronny, and it rubs off him, and it does well. Bronny has the skill, but I think that mentality needs a reality check. But hopefully, with they have great coaching staff, great leadership in the team, so I think it will be fine for them. It's just it's like trying to replace mental on that OG team. It's gonna take some time, so that I could see this team maybe losing one and then bouncing back. But yeah, the one thing I gotta say is definitely an L for me for saying it might be a chance for LATAM to win, but they have no fucking chance in my opinion. Sorry about that, but no fucking chance. Unless PK picks up dyslexic somehow, but it's too late for that. He's on E United, and knowing E United, they kept Powers when KCP probably could have grabbed them. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna drop dyslexic, and I think if this E United roster does not win a chip or even make top 2, you will see Summons on that team or a Lava. And I'm sorry to say, but Demise, you're gone. But that's just my opinion. But these are my power rankings. Is what it is. KCP number 1. Gotta respect the champions. Number 2, we have E United. 2 of the most kind of like disgusting kind of players on one team in Dyslexic and Powers. And I'm not trying to be biased because I'm American. If you're watching this and you're from LATAM, I put PK over Rise. And to be honest, I feel like putting Rise over PK. But you gotta give the respect to PK for what they've done. And they play like, I don't know, they're very consistent in the scrims and stuff, but when it comes to tournament time, I don't know. They show up, but when it comes to PK, like, for them to win, they need like a miracle. like teams to knock them. Like they need to face another LATAM team if they're gonna win a championship. That's how I'm gonna say it. But there's that. Rise. I feel like it's gonna take some time for Enzim to get back into that level, and for this team to actually start scrimming and not having to worry if Icy's gonna play or not. With Rise, Rebel probably gonna have to. Honestly, you just gotta keep grinding and drop the ego. Maybe that's probably why they're performing poorly, because Adams is the king of LATAM and he's won, but he's won with American players. He never done it with the LATAM players. So gotta drop the ego, teach them, do whatever you can. This team probably could be a dark horse with Tody, Gary, Cardi, and Adverse. Then you got Queso, and then the bottom feeders. This could be a dark horse as well with Fury. You shouldn't sleep on them. But the for sure rosters that I feel like will be brought back into relegation is Fire and Ice and Javon's team. But hey, if they show up and prove me wrong, that's good for them. But yeah, obviously, how would I rank them? Is these are in my opinion, the teams, these four that could potentially be relegated. Rebel and Tody's team, they're kind of like in the middle of the pack. And then these top four teams, I feel like, are the contenders. So I hope you guys enjoy the power rankings video. And if you want to see more videos like this, just subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, like the video. And yeah, hope you guys have a great day, and peace.